guys and welcome to my channel. Today I'm not going to make a new gameplay or let's play or something. Today I'm just going to make a speculation of discussion and commentary of the upcoming patches that is projected by CSGO to have the survival mode. Yeah, you heard it right. Survival mode on CSGO. Could you believe it? When you're playing CSGO and then it is combined with PUBG mode, that is pretty much weird, isn't it? As we know that CSGO is actually a fast-paced shooter rather than like Battlefield. It is a slow-paced shooter, if I might say, because Battlefield has bigger maps rather than CSGO, if you know what I'm saying. So without further ado, let's just jump to the content of this video. So first of all, it is not new to have CSGO with the patch of the survival mode. It is projected that 2016 there had been patch that includes uncommon DLL files as well as maps that isn't supposed to be in CSGO mode. Either it is actually a demolition, a bomb mission, or any competitives, or even all modes that is appeared on your screen. The name of file itself is actually started with survival, and we did not know actually what survival stands for. So this actually has left CSGO players a jaw drops and a blank lamp on their head. Why? Because perhaps people will think that CSGO they're trying to hide on how to compete to be the top market of their games. I mean, CSGO has dropped down to below the PUBG, therefore they want to compete, they want to try hard on how they can improvise their games. Therefore they made a new survival mode for us to play. However, people will think that this is a crazy idea. CSGO must not make this happen. However, actually, it is not new at all. They have made this patch around 2016 in the middle year, you know. Starting from May, if I'm not mistaken, it is all included in the Rock, Paper, Scissors website. Getting into the patch. Looking at the patch that they includes new specific maps and weird items such as compound bows, unarmed combat like fist fight, light and heavy armor which is a classified armors, supply crates, parachutes, drones, breach charges which is kind of unique, adrenaline shots which we have in PUBG as well, sonar, beacons, new grenades, night vision goggles like the CS 1.6 goggles, and as yet unreleased island map as a survival map, and it is all mentioned in survival underscore the map name, such thing like survival underscore island. So here's my opinion that from this game of CSGO survival, or I could just make an abbreviation of CSGO-S, I might say. I think that they are trying to combine the gameplay of PUBG, CSGO itself, and this is just my opinion, you know. Maybe they just put a Rainbow Six Siege to it. Here's why. They might be trying to create new unique style of survival mode like PUBG, but I think that they want to keep the fast-paced shooter inside the game, so they want to make something like Fortnite, I think. However, there are items that which both games doesn't have, such thing like sonar or maybe breach charges. It resembles from the game of Rainbow Six Siege, where you can actually break windows, walls, or even use drones. There are drones in the patch, such thing like that. That actually makes my sense very much. But here's why I'm wondering a lot. Why don't just they make a new game rather than having the same game which has a different platform from the battle royale like PUBG with CSGO? Are they trying to combine it? Why don't they just make a whole new game out of it? You know that this game has actually existed since the year 2012. It's been 5 years and we are approaching 2018. Therefore, I think that it is a better way to create a new game with a new engines. No worries, a source engine will be good on this one. So even if you're trying to make a new slow pace or normal pace game, such thing like battle royale mode, it is actually acceptable. So people that actually love CSGO won't even complain that they are trying to change the mode. I mean, there are a lot of people who play CSGO that doesn't love PUBG at all. There are a lot of that. I saw them a lot. I mean, CSGO is a fast-paced game, unlike Battlefield. If you're trying to make a Battlefield a survival game or battle royale game, that could do well. I mean, Battlefield has vehicles, Battlefield has classes, Battlefield also has a spawn point or something like that. Unlike CSGO where we only have deathmatch, where you can just shoot everyone and you die. And Demolition, which is kind of resembles Call of Duty, which is actually the fast pace as well. Even though you have the bomb mode that only lasts for 2 minutes, 2 minutes is a short time, you know. And the maps from COD and CSGO resembles as well as a small map. We can say that because it is actually a small map. Could you believe that if you're playing of 100 people playing CSGO, it is just so weird. I think it's not CS anymore. While we're looking at different from the CS16 and the Condition Zero, which has the story mode. It is kind of new, but people maybe got a lot of disappointment from that. And then Counter-Strike Sourced, which is a really different one in terms of graphics, and they created new CSGO Global Offensive, which is actually same thing from CS 1.6 or the original one to the newer engines. To be honest, I'm not having much on this project as CSGO fan since 2015. You know why? Valve tend to create weird modes that actually left empty on servers. Have you seen people playing Demolition or Arm Race that is full filled by people around? I don't think so. I've never seen one. I only play like with bots and there are only like couple of people, but other than that it's all bot. This is why I'm hoping as well that they won't, if they try to create a game that normal pace will have massive number of people joining, they don't put it bot as a replacement. That would suck pretty much. I mean, you know, it's not fun to play with bots when you try to play with human. But don't worry, while we're waiting for CSGO to go as they want, I just want you guys to relax. This competitive won't be disappear. Competitive is why CSGO is alive by now, you know? People are trying to get their rank to strive to be the best, like Pokemon players. So actually, so you don't have to care. Maybe this is just a side match or side mission that you could play for fun with your fellas and try to connect with people around the world. So I think that this actually left nothing but the extras. What I'm saying as extra is you don't have to worry about anything. You could either concern about it or you just have to avoid it. While you're concerned about it, you have to play the match. But if you don't like the match, you just leave it alone. You know what I'm saying, right? That's simple as that. So without further ado, let's just head to the pros and cons of CSGO as or Counter-Strike Global Offensive Survival. So the pros that I can say is from myself, for my being now. I think the first one is players are available all over the world, as we know that this game is actually cheaper than PUBG, so people would actually buy this over any games. For 10 bucks actually, it is very cheap for a game that costs that much. Second one is created by big companies. Valve has been known to create games that attract a lot of people. For first one is the price, and then second is for the fun and these features that they have. So it is not to worry that actually Valve would stop in the middle of the project like other survival games. Third one is to create competition in battle royale games. This is actually good. If CSGO tried to make a new creative way of battle royale, that will actually trigger the creativity of other developers who try to defend their position rather than competing the CSGO survival mode. And the fourth one, the new type of mode in CSGO. If you have been bored by the gameplay of CSGO where you actually just trying to train yourself on deathmatch or even the competitive or just playing with a bot, that's pretty sad. Here is a new kind of way to have your fun in yourself. Survival mode is one new trend right now, therefore you will be having a good time if you are playing this kind of mode. If you haven't ever touched PUBG because of the low spec PC that couldn't afford the PUBG gameplay, this is the perfect match for you. And the last but not least is actually the DirectX stand available. You know that CSGO is actually running on DirectX stand, which low budget gamers could actually play. So meaning to say that it is not following the trend of a good gaming spec. It just have to be an esport game. An esport game must have these characteristics of having big amount of players online are active. So there are 5 pros of CSGO in my opinion in survival mode. Next to the cons of CSGO survival mode. First one is I think that they are too late to join the race of battle royale hype. As we know that a lot of players on PUBG has tried to leave the game because of they're getting bored of this kind of flat gameplay. Maybe they could be satisfied with new map, but it's just all, nothing else. Second one, the different gameplay of they are having towards the other gameplay of survival modes that are existed in the markets. CSGO is a very fast-paced game. If I might say, this shooter gameplay is the fastest in their class. So having to say that CSGO freaking fast gameplay, getting inside the PUBG, what could you expect? Nothing. I mean, it is very weird. Valve has a lot of job to do or to work or to brainstorm, if I might say, for this big whole project. Third one is the current actually normal one where we are playing a big esport games. Hackers are everywhere. Even though it is free, they have to subscribe for $10 per month. I don't know, I don't care. They all bullshit. You know, I hate it when hackers are around, and especially as I am DMG right now, I seen a lot of hackers around. Actually, it's kind of stereotypes to say that in Southeast Asian where you can find Chinese with hacks on, and Thailand as well, or even my country Indonesia, there are a lot of hackers around, and there are even the community as well. Holy crap, isn't it? Not good, man, not cool, just not cool. And the fourth one is that many survival games has failed before hitting the beta. Supposedly that PUBG has surpassed the alpha moment, the period of alpha. It is safe to say that they have actually success on their first step, but actually I think they are not finally finished. There are a lot of glitches that hanging around, and it is not too safe that it is called beta just yet. Actually, I think that it is still in alpha period. And 5, last but not least as well, to keep the players active on survival mode is quite impossible for the CSGO survival. Here is why. Here's the most important one, I believe, because CSGO has been known as an esport games. Many people has played this from the competitive game mode, and to think that compiling competitive mode with survival mode is actually hard. People would still play the competitive rather than the new mode because it is what we perceive that we actually have faith on. We play CSGO because of this specific gameplay that others game doesn't have. That is why CSGO is still alive. So yeah, I think that's all for today, and here's my conclusion of this video. To be honest, I'm really concerned about this game project. If this actually will keep continue, I will actually make a new video and new discussion and commentary about this because this gets my attention to the maximum level. However, I think there is one better idea that I have think of. So any developers who want to create the game from my idea, be free to take it, but I think CSGO is too much inside the box if you're trying to make a game out of the box. This CSGO survival mode is really out of the box. Therefore, why not just Valve make a new game of Half-Life with a survival mode? With the engine of Source engine, they would actually create new out of the box, which is out of the box more than the CSGO survival mode. If that is the case, I will pay no matter what price they give on market. I will still buy it and try it and review it and commentary about it and discuss about it and play it with you guys, of course. That's it for today. I hope you enjoy this commentary and discussion. Have your share and your thought. Maybe I could think about it and then create a discussion with you. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe this channel, and most importantly, please share this video to your friends because this is a big news from CSGO. If there is actually CSGO players around you all. I think that's all for today. See you later, fellas. Have a good night. Nice, GG.